감추지 못하게 해 남자들의 분위 여자들의 간식 이 유머를 자신감이 불만해 난 보란듯이 너무나도 뻔뻔히 네 몸속에 파고드는 알레르기 이상한 정신에 술렁이는 천지 오늘 여기 무법지
불을 질러 심장을 태워 널 미치게 하고 싶어 B.I.G. Yeah we bring like this 모두 다 같이 손 맞은 것처럼 Bang 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 다 꼼짝 마라 다 꼼짝 마 다 꼼짝 마라 다 꼼짝 마 오늘 밤 끝장 보자 다 끝장 봐 오늘 밤 끝장 보자 Bang 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 Ready or not we don't give a what Ready or not we don't give a what Let's go 남자들은 위로 여자들은 below 당겨라 bang 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 let the bass drum go 남자들은 위로 여자들은 below 당겨라 bang 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 let the bass drum go bang 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 let the bass drum go bang 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 let the bass drum go
Hello, Space Dogs. Welcome to Pump It Up Prime 2, stream number 2. Regular stream number 2. I know, this is actually my third stream on here because I started with the party stream, but that's what I'm going with. 2. And also 2. Sorry about the little bit of a late start there. I got everything, I was turning everything on and getting set up, and I realized I had skipped a step. And then I colloquially said 5 minutes, like I need a moment, but it was really more like 10. If I had really thought about it, I would have said 10, because I should have known that that's about how long it would take, but I was like, give me 5 minutes. Oh, jeez. Dumb observations to start out with here. There are 9 switches for me to turn on to start for me to start a stream. I was counting them. Like, I got through, I was turning everything on, and I was like, gosh, this is a lot. And then I was like, how many is this? So it's like, that light is number 1, the machine itself, number 2, the computer, number 3, the mixer, number 4, the monitor, number 5, the other light, number 6, the camera, number 7, the chat monitor, number 8, and the laptop that runs the chat monitor, number 9. And that's not to mention, you know, like the light switches to turn the lights on down here. That would be 1 or 2. 1 for regular lights, 1 for regular lights or black lights, 2 for both, which right now it's both. So I guess that's 11 switches total. I know that's like boring. These are boring dumb facts, but they're the kind of they're the boring dumb facts that I think about because that's what I do. Also, it is cold. It is really cold. Like my fingers are cold, and my feet are cold. So I'm actually looking forward to getting to play just to warm up. So how's everybody doing? I'm guessing, how many people are like on a holiday break and they're at home, not having to go to school or work either this whole week or at least part of it. And if that's the case, are you doing anything interesting? Couple of me's. Are you staying at home? Are you going anywhere? Yeah. Hi, Dad. I know it's gonna get colder. So I was supposed to go. I actually have a trip planned to go to Chicago tomorrow. We're gonna go try and play some games and stuff like that. But apparently, there's supposed to be some huge winter storm / blizzard rolling through here like tomorrow. Tomorrow during the day. So I'm probably gonna have to cancel that trip. Or at least postpone it maybe till next week, because I don't want to get stuck out in that. It sounds miserable. Glitched. Finished up uni last week. Busy buying gifts and wrapping them. Nice. Oh, you know, I actually got all of my search. I actually got all of my like gift purchasing done pretty early this year, but I have not wrapped anything, so I still need to do that. But I guess I got the hard part done at least, right? Rhythm Bros planning to go to round 1 after Christmas. That sounds fun. Yeah, that's what I mean, round 1 was going to be one of the stops tomorrow in Chicago, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I'll check the forecast again in the morning to see if like something crazy happened and like the storm just kind of went poof. But I feel like weather forecasting has gotten a lot better over the last few years. So when they predict that kind of storm, they're usually right, especially if it's only 2 or 3 days out. Like if they were predicting it for, you know, like a week from now, and I had a trip planned, or, you know, like 10 days, then I would be like, I don't know. But since like yesterday and today, they've both been saying, oh yeah, it's gonna come through tomorrow. Like, or come through on Thursday during the day, I'm like, yeah, it probably is. So that's probably gonna be a bust. But you found pork bow at Costco, Dad? That sounds good. I assume you mean like frozen, not like in the snack bar. If it was in the snack bar, I would be excited. Frozen, that sounds like something that they would have though. Adrian, you're having problems with your PIN number. Don't know what to tell you other than see if you can slog through the. I had that happen to me once, and I had to slog through the EMU's website the best I could, because it's all in Japanese, of course, right? So I limped my way along with as much as the translator would help me, and I did manage to change my PIN. So good luck to you. I hope you can figure it out. Yeah, Rhythm Bro. I'm aware that Andamiro is working on a new pump, because it got announced a couple months ago, I think. I was talking about that on my last stream, actually. That we are working on a way to be able to play Double X on my cabinet, and I think it's probably going to work. But I'm a little bit reluctant to buy Double X with, given that the new one has been announced. I shouldn't say I'm reluctant to buy Double X, because I would be happy to buy it, but I'm reluctant to buy it at full price. So what I'm thinking, I was hoping, I sent a message off, but I haven't gotten a reply. I was hoping that they would be willing to, like, cut a deal of some sort and be like, give a discount on either Double X or on the new version if I buy Double X now. That way I'm not paying, full price for both within a few months of each other. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I kind of doubt they're going to do anything in that regard, so I may end up having to just wait. Because if I can't get some kind of a discount, I probably will just wait until the new version comes out, buy it, that's fine, and then what do you call? And then pick up a Double X kit used from somebody a little bit less. It's just it's just a lot of money to spend on two kits in close succession. That's why I kind of don't want to do that if I can avoid it. So, Rhythm Bro, you clearly haven't been paying attention to, or haven't been in the last several streams. I 100% do not want to upgrade. I don't want to change this cabinet. Like, I don't want to fundamentally change this cabinet. So the trick is going to be, if we can make it run on the CRT, we'll go that way. But I'm not replacing the monitor. I just don't want to. I'm not gonna get into it again because I've explained that several times already, and it's just not something I'm gonna do. So it'll just be what it is, and it'll work or it won't. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, well, that's fine too. Honestly, I had kind of resigned myself to not to Prime 2 being the end of the road for Pump for me. So, you know, if that's the way it's going to be, that's fine. I'm not mad about it. But if there is a way to make it work, then, you know, I'm interested in at least trying. And yeah, Adrian, it was definitely just a combination of Google Translate, and you can also get some clues sometimes if you like hover over buttons and stuff like that, and you can kind of look in the status bar of the browser and see, you know, like the URL that it's going to that button is going to. Oftentimes that is in English, and you can kind of guess like what feature you're at least going to be working with. So it was definitely a slog, and it took me a while, but I was able to change my pin, and I would tell you how to do it, but that was, I would guess, maybe in March or April of this year, and I have since forgotten. So I'm afraid I won't be of a lot of help to you, other than telling you that what you're trying to do should be possible. You watched the Jiffy Pump video? Yeah. That's the other thing, too. Like, so last year, I was considering buying either a Pump CX cabinet or the DDR X, the DDR X cabinet. And then the Pump CX would have been, you know, the cabinet that I could use for basically Prime and up. You know, all the games that, that are, you know, widescreen, that have true widescreen support, and then with Double X require an HD monitor on top of that, and then keep this cabinet for all of the older games. Yeah, Vaporwave. My description says Prime 2 because that's what I'm playing today. We're not playing Double X. I'm just talking about it. Anyway, but I made the decision to get the DDR-X cabinet instead. Yeah, you're good. I'm just letting you know. I made the decision to get the DDR-X cabinet instead because that was a cabinet that I had wanted for a really long time, and it also I felt like where Konami kind of drew the line on widescreen happened a lot earlier for DDR versus Pump. So by getting the DDR-X cabinet, I would be able to play, you know, basically DDR-X, X2, X3, 2013, 2014, and then all of the Ace games. And, you know, that would all be very appropriate for that style of cabinet. Whereas on the Pump side, it would just be Prime, Prime2, Double X. So, I mean, and that's not to say that I can't play the older stuff on either of those cabinets, but I already have the older style Pump and older style DDR cabinets, so I'm most likely to just play them on those cabinets. So basically, I just figured that I would get more use / value out of getting DDR-X over Pump CX, and I really just don't have a lot. I just don't really have the space for both, nor do I really want to spend the money on both. So I kind of made that decision, that ship sailed, and here we are. So it's just going to be a matter of, if I can get Double X to work on here, great, I'll try it. If not, that's fine too. But I will Vaporwave, I would say personally, I mean, I get it. Like, I mean, I always want to try new games and play different games and stuff too. But between DDR and Pump, I like Pump better. So if I had to give up one of them, it would I would probably, you know, like if I was in Mexico and I could play Pump but not DDR, I wouldn't feel that bad about it. Don't get me wrong, I love DDR. Obviously, DDR was the first game that I played, dance game wise anyway, not the very first game that I played. But and so, you know, it will always hold a special place in my heart. But as far as like which game I actually enjoy more, it's Pump by a pretty decent margin, especially now. As I've been playing through all of the games on stream, plus as DDR and Pump have progressed, like, you know, Pump Double X versus DDR Ace 3 or Ace 2O Plus, you know, I feel like my love of Pump is holding strong or getting stronger, and my love of DDR, based on the content that they're providing, is slightly declining. Personally, like, I prefer older DDR to newer DDR. It's just newer DDR. It's just I don't hate it. I'll play it. You know, it's still fun, but it is not as fun or not as appealing to me as it used to be. Hold on one moment. But I mean, that's just my personal opinion. So. Mexico gave a lot of pump machines. I mean, a lot, yeah. I mean, I've definitely heard that. Like, Central and South America, Pump is extremely popular, and DDR is almost non-existent. I think the big thing about that is DDR, I don't believe, has ever really been officially sold into those markets as arcades. And a lot of the and most of the imported machines kind of ended up in the United States, so they didn't get a lot farther than that. Whereas Pump It Up, not only has it been marketed like officially sold in Latin America, like I think it's been like pushed heavily in Latin America. Obviously, they even put, you know, like Latin American licenses into the game, so like they know it's big there, and they make it. They sell it for that market, and they even make it for that market. So it doesn't surprise me at all that it is the more popular game there. I mean. But Rhythm Bro, you said DDR Supernova 2 is the last good DDR game. I don't know if it's the last good one. Like I said, I don't dislike new DDR. Although I feel like Supernova 2 was probably maybe a peak. That's a good question. Do I like any of the X games as much or more than Supernova 2? It's hard to say, but definitely since Ace, I'm just not really feeling it. But Glitch, you said, yeah, to your knowledge, DDR's never been sold in Latin America. I don't think so. Like, I've never heard of it being sold there. And to be fair, like, it was barely sold in the United States. I mean, officially we got 1.5, DDR USA, Supernova, Supernova 2, X, and X2. And I think that's it, honestly, officially in the US. So all the rest of the games, those were all bootlegs and imports. Until you get to like now, where the Ace games were sold to Dave & Buster's. But even like the round one stuff, they're buying that through the Japanese channels. So if X's Western release wasn't botched, people would have liked it a lot better. I like X quite fine, personally. I think it's kind of cool. You're right. I mean, it's the cabinet. It's that cabinet that they released. The US cabinet for X was just trash. But is there a pump version that I hate or just don't like? That's hate is too strong of a word. There is not one that I hate. I am not particularly fond of I'm not particularly fond of Pro or Pro 2. Only in that stylistically, so I think in the same way that ITG stylistically is different from DDR, then Pro and Pro 2 are stylistically more similar to ITG than Pump, which of course is actually a compound problem, because for a 5-panel game to be stylistically more like a 4-panel game that was stylistically different from another 4-panel game, it just seems like, I don't know, the step charts feel very weird. A lot of them feel very weird to me in Pro and Pro 2. And interface wise, I don't really love it either. I always found the ITG menus to be kind of confusing, and likewise the Pro menus I find to be confusing as well. I don't hate it. I don't hate ITG. I don't hate Pump Pro. I don't prefer them though. So I don't love them. So if you were gonna force me to pick a pump that I maybe didn't like that much, those would be my leading candidates. Infinity absolutely not included in that. In fact, I didn't get to play a lot of Infinity when it was out in arcades. But when I was playing it on stream last month, I guess it was, I found I really quite enjoyed it. It was a great mix of, kind of new and different stuff that, an independent non-Andamiro team came up with, but also enough like classic feeling stuff that I, could kind of connect to. And I really enjoyed it. And I think interface-wise, they introduced a lot of things that the mainline series kind of picked up on. Because if you look at like the Prime and Prime 2 menus, they have a lot of elements that got introduced in Infinity, honestly. So yeah, Infinity is great. But other than that, I don't know. It's weird. Obviously, like, since I've gone through and played all of the games now, some of the early Pump games are kind of awkward and kind of weird, you know, I maybe don't like them now, but it's hard for me to judge. I am very reluctant to say that I don't like any of them, because had I been playing them when they were new and I wasn't judging them based on what I know Pump has become, I think I would have a more positive opinion of them than I maybe do, you know, coming at them for the first time when they are 20 years old, if that makes sense. But, you personally hate NXA and don't like Double X because you feel the menu is a downgrade. I don't know. I think, I don't, I'm trying to remember how NX was, because I know, like, NX2 was one of my favorites, and I'm trying to remember how NXA was different from NX2, to remember if I would have much of an opinion of it. As far as Double X, the menus, I don't know. Since I don't have it myself, I've only gotten to play Double X, you know, in arcades, and not a lot, so I don't have a very strong opinion of the menu. I just know there's a shitload of options now, so it can be a little bit busy. But, you like the first Prime? The only thing you don't like is the menu. Man, so I will say it's always hard for me to, like, when people ask me, like, what my favorite anything is or my least favorite anything is, I'm really bad about answering those kinds of questions. But because I don't really think about that a lot of the time. But I will say the Prime 1 intro movie, my favorite by far. As we've gone through and played all of these, and I've gotten to, you know, see them all, it just feel like it gets me excited. You know, even though, you know, I spent like 3 or 4 streams on it, every time I'd see that intro, I'd be just like, yeah, we're gonna play some Prime. This feels great. They like just hit all of the notes right on that one for some reason. Let's see. Genius World. Sorry if you don't understand what I'm saying. I mean, mostly I'm just rambling, so I don't think you're missing a whole lot. But I'm sorry if I'm unclear. Let's see. Glitch, you said Prime is probably your least favorite due to the amount of content that got axed. Yeah, that's fair. I understand. I mean, that's kind of how I feel about, like, the Ace series in DDR. They've axed most of the songs that I really liked from older games, and the new songs that they've put in, I'm not crazy about, for the most part. Whereas in Pump, yes, they've axed a lot of old songs that I really like, but the new songs that they put in, I also really like, so I feel better about it overall. So if you're, and I see Vaporwave, you're saying something similar about NXA. So yeah, if you're saying that the reason why you why you dislike certain games is because they're missing content that you wanted, okay, that's a little bit different than what I'm thinking of too. But I get you. the song selection. Brave Racer saying for NX2, the song selection world max mode is great, but the idea of removing one stage is awful. So one thing that I've noticed is on the, and I've mentioned this a few times on stream, and I'm not sure exactly where the line is, but at some point, the songs, like the standard length of a song has increased. Whereas in the older games, songs were usually roughly a minute and a half. In the newer games, songs are closer to 2 minutes nowadays. And I know it's definitely like tiring for me, and I can imagine if I was trying to play 4 songs at 2 minutes, that might be kind of a rough time, and that may be why they decided to take it from 3 plus a bonus to 2 plus a bonus. Also, arcades don't love it when games don't cycle quickly because they make less money. So that may also be a reason. But wow, everybody's chatty today. I feel like I'm falling behind here. But yeah, I mean, song selection is always going to be like a pretty, I mean, obviously, favorites of anything, we're probably being mostly subjective here and mostly personal. But I was thinking more like features and aesthetics than song selection. It's tough for me to think about song selection, especially since I've spent the last 6 or 8 months, playing through the entire series of Pump. So I've literally played every song as it was a new thing in each game, and I've kind of lost track of which one belongs where, which ones are in which ones and not in other ones, and also, since I've condensed basically 20 plus years of history down into, 6 months of time, it all kind of feels the same age to me now. So so music selection is not as top of mind for me, I guess. But Pump It Up at Double X is the game with the most K-pop songs for the new generation. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I like K-pop in general, so that works fine for me. I know some people don't like it, and that can be kind of a put-off because Pump is definitely very heavily weighted in the K-pop direction. Yeah. Yeah, Rhythm Bro. Nyan Cat. I was looking in my drawer for shirts I hadn't worn in a while. I thought this one would be fun. Rave Racer, you're talking about the Double X opening. I was looking at it too, and I guess when they refreshed it, they swapped out the girls for guys. in the opening. but it's really rare to find a pump cabinet in Japan. Oh, well, they tried, but that did not go anywhere. And all of those cabinets have kind of ended up here now. Anyhow, because yeah, when the CX cabinet that I mentioned that I was considering would have been a Japanese one, but like I said, I let that go. I ended up buying DDRX instead. All right, hey, we're 40 minutes in. This is unusually long intro without playing anything. So maybe I should play a game. I know we always chit-chat at the beginning, and that's fine. I look forward to it, and I actually enjoy it. But did I mention I was cold? I'm still cold, so let's try and take care of that. Actually, I've had my hands in my pockets, so my hands are warm now. My feet are still cold, though.
Hello, everyone.
Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang.
지질한 구두의 길을 전환해 왕길을 감추지 못하게 해 남자들의 분위 여자들의 간식 유무를 자신감을 불만해 난 반드시 너무나도 뻔뻔히 네 몸속에 파고드는 엘레지 이상한 정신에 술렁이는 천지 오늘 여기 무법지
불을 질러 심장을 태워 널 미치게 하고 싶어 아직 yeah we feel like this 모두 다 같이 손 맞은 것처럼 Bang 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 다 보자마자 다 보자마 다 보자마자 다 보자마 오늘 밤 배짱 오자 다 배짱 와 오늘 밤 배짱 오자 Bang 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 or not, we don't give a what. Ready or not, we don't give a what. Let's go. 남자들은 위로, 여자들은 below. 당겨라 bang bang bang, let the bass drum go. 남자들은 위로, 여자들은 below. 당겨라 bang bang bang, let the bass drum go. Bang bang bang, let the bass drum go.
Yeah, I knew you could do it. Wow, new record. Next stage.
I've actually gotten to see Big Bang in, like, performed live before.
Bang bang bang.
It was a very, very cool show.
오늘부터 우리는 부르며 기도하는 오늘부터 우리는 부르며 기도하는 오늘부터 우리는 Yeah, I knew you could do it. Wow, new record.
These are my favorite kinds of charts too, though. Like doubles charts that are, they're like interesting, but they're still, they're not so difficult that you have that you at least have some opportunity to kind of put some little flourishes in, add some spins, like do stuff with them, other than just barely have the energy to hit all the steps.
We gon' get it poppin', we gon' get it poppin'. Bounce, top, bounce, top, bounce, top. 이건 그냥 노래니까 rhythm top. 뭐해? 어서 고개 끄덕이지 양. 이건 그냥 rhythm 타기 좋은 흔한 노래. 굳이 제목 정하자면 칭찬. 이 노래를 틀면 고래도 춤추게 해야 될게. Come and get it 모여 남녀 노소. 음악은 느르지 방방 go go. 그 노래를 불러라. 오늘 밤은 ready to die.
시간은 금복이라도 같잖아 비싼 척하지 말고 싶은 거 알아 그 노래를 불러라 나를 다 같이 움직여봐라
We gon' get it poppin', we gon' get it poppin'. 이건 그냥 노래니까 rhythm. 모두 고개를 끄덕여. 발짱 끼고 껄렁거려. 다 같이 흔들흔들흔들흔들해. 우린 좀 건들건들건들건들해.
볼륨을 더 높이고 이 리듬에 몸을 맡겨 다 같이 흔들흔들흔들흔들해 우린 좀 건들건들건들건들해
We gon' get it poppin', we gon' get it poppin'. 이건 그냥 노래니까 rhythm top.
Yeah, I knew you could do it. Wow, new record. Game over.
A Nightmare S4 is a really fun chart, full of spins. All right, I will. If you're still around when we get to the end, and we're doing requests, definitely remind me of that. Dad, flourish, you know, like extra. Pizzazz. Style. Things that you don't need to do, but you do because they look cool or they feel fun. Or hopefully, both. Do I like pizza? I do like pizza. I had a calzone for dinner last night. I know that's not exactly pizza. It's like inside out pizza. Or I guess outside in pizza.
Hello, everyone.
3 double performance. Let's try the 11. We'll...
자꾸 나만 보면 안 된대. 짜릿한 걸 원할 뿐인데 또 네 사람들 꿈속은 따분하잖아. 어젠 간단하게 스릴러, 오늘은 뭘 해볼까? 발칙한 장난을 시작할 거야. 어둠 걸 몰라 다가가서 꿈속에 뛰어들어. 내 겉투기만 터지듯 깜짝 놀라게. 조용한 세상이 잔뜩 소란해질 걸. 나도 숨이 Chase me, 한번 날 잡아봐. 아슬아슬 거리에서 벌써는 거기 없는 널. Chase me, 그래 날 찾아봐. 아무도 멈출 수 없어. 날 더 잡을 수 없게 나의 꿈에 울릴 수 없는 거야.
I was like, where's the 11 happening? Here it is.
호기심 가득한 세상을 다 펼쳐볼 거야. 나를 짓고 나쁘고 해도 또 나쁘다고 해도 잘못했어. 난 이렇게 바로 나인걸. 날 비춰는 네 모습 가까워져 오는데 그렇게 쉽게 잡힌 내가 아냐. Chase me, 계속 날 쫓아봐. 더 끝까지 숨이 차게. 내 트리거 매일 새로워. Chase me, 그래 날 찾아봐. 아무 수 없어. 날 더 잡을 수 없게 나의 꿈에 내 수많을 거야.
Whew.
Yeah!
I actually appropriately had some Korean barbecue for lunch. So, oof. It's,
Next stage.
I can feel it churning around in there, playing stuff like that.
Chase me, 한번 날 잡아봐. 아슬아슬 거리에서 벌써는 거기 없는 널. Pick me, pick me, pick me up. Pick me, pick me, pick me up. Pick me, pick me, pick me, pick me, pick me, pick me, pick me up.
Oh, there's a guy version of that in Double X? Fun.
Next stage.
Rhythm Bro, yes, I saw you had a Discord server.
I'm on my way 먼저 간식은 처음엔 나를 겨울처럼 어리석다 해 나도 너왜
저 오빠들 이상해.
인간의 욕심은 끝이 여보 같은 실수를 반복하지 너 그렇게 살면서 대박을 노린다면 어린 바쁘너지 우리 운명의 주사위 던졌고 한치 요차도 용납 못했지 I wish you die 살았어 나 항상 Freestyle 턱시도와 brand new shoes 여비소와 wedding cool 근사하게 외춘 준비 늦다 보니까 꿈이야 난 지금 레이스 중내 주제가 남에겐 bad news Keep running running and running running and 진감 있게
I'm on my way 먼저 간식은 처음엔 나를 겨울처럼 어리석다 해 나도 너왜 이때라질 때 화이트 넘치게 대창 해라 했던 잭팟
Luxury life anyway we're playing hard together
Yeah, I knew you could do it. Wow, new record. Game over.
LX cabinet.
Hello, everyone.
That was going to be one of the things I'd do tomorrow if I was going to Chicago. I was going to take a tape measure with me and measure the LX cabinet because I'm based on the specifications from Endemiro, it is too tall for my basement by a pretty considerable amount. But I was just curious, like, to actually measure one in real life and be like, is it really that tall? It probably is. It's not like they have any incentive to lie. Oh yeah, this is a great song. I miss 21, like, in general. This is a group I would have liked to have seen in concert, but I never did.
못하고 있는 내 모습이 나 싫은데 잊으려 해도 그게 안 돼 Everyday 너 아니면 나다고 끝이란 있을 수 없다고 It ain't over till it's over It ain't over till it's over It ain't over till 너의 사랑이란 얹혀도 나 아프게 안 돼도 내겐 오직 너 하나뿐 내 사랑은 나로 시작된 너로 끝나 이 자리에 waiting for you 너 아니면
My feet are warm now, by the way, so that's nice.
Next stage.
So, Genius World, I don't personally speak Spanish. I took it in school, but that was a long time ago and I've forgotten most of it. I can kind of struggle through, but not well. But there are several Spanish-speaking people on my Discord, so if you're not already there, but I think you are, if not, let me know. I can throw out an invite. So I'm sure you can find somebody to talk to. I tell you, this song is like the Kara step of 4 or 5 years after Kara step, as in the song, the license that's in like every game. At the time, I mean. Dad, there are at least a couple of people from Argentina in my Discord. Yes. You know, I see you guys talking about Kind Lady, which is actually one of my favorite songs in DDR. I had no idea it was a license until probably this year, maybe last year at the earliest. I was like, why is this song gone? And someone was like, license probably expired. And I was like, license? And I was like, oh, really? Okay. Hey, Regen, welcome in.
Hello, everyone.
Oh man, I remember we played the co-op chart of this on the party stream a couple weeks back, and there was a whole chunk that we did wrong twice before Sam finally figured out that it was all on the upbeat, and it was like, oh.
난네 맘대로 들었다가는 no go Then not the logo 남이 치게 만들어간 듯 탑승한 rolling Cold coaster Yeah, such a monster Hey baby, 빙글빙글 돌리지 말고 너 Hey baby, 아슬아슬하게 스치지 말고 너 그만 좀 건드려 애매하고 힘들어 위아래 위아래 웃긴 채 잠드는 때를 노려 자 시간이 됐어 오늘 이 밤이 지나가지 못하게 할 거야 I don't wanna drink Oh baby run 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 멀어지게 run 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 보이지 않는 곳에 벗어날 수 없을걸 더 밟아두쳤어 끝없이 반복되는 안본 속에서 이대로 갇혀있었죠 영원히 나만을 위한 인형처럼 baby good night 자꾸 날 시험하지마 불쌍한 표정 따위 no 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 너를 위해 만든 시간 속인 널 더 이상 떠나갈 생각은 하지마 Oh baby welcome to my dream world Come 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 in 나만 바라보게 벗어날 수 없어 너 내 손안에 있어 끝없이 반복되는 암호 속에서 이대로 갇혀있었죠 영원히 나만을 위한 인형처럼 baby good night baby good night
That's the way to go! Wow! New record! Next stage!
Oh baby run 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 Hey 여기 미소가 예쁜 남자 너 지금 너 Come on, hey mommy. Come on, hey brother. 누가 얘들 좀 말려줘. 귀여운 척, 섹시한 척, 이쁜 척 그런 거 안 해도 날 알아보는 나. 센스 매너, 말투, 표정, 행동 하나까지 섬세한 널 알아보는 나. 우리들 사이 딱 맞는 타입. Come on, 거기 mister. Come on, 이리 와봐. 천천히 아주 조금씩. Hey, 여기 미소가 예쁜 남자. 너, 나 지금 너 때문에 혼란스러워. 제발 누가 나 좀 말려. All I got is one take. 입술을 꽉 깨물어. 너의 두 눈이 스치듯대면 숨 막히는 네 그림에 어지럽게 해. 난 너만의 영원한 소녀. It's 모든 모든 게 넌 It's 모든 완벽해. That's right. 우리 사이 자꾸 떠오르는 모습 너라면 나는 손들. 이 식사시간 지금 이 순간. Come on 나를 봐봐. Come on 넌 It's wonder. 이젠 우릴 말리지 마. Hey 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 yeah. Wow wow yeah. 여기 미소가 예쁜 남자. 나 지금 너 때문에 혼란스러워. 제발 누가 나 좀 알려줘. Come on, 넌 It's wonder.
That's a rule likely to keep you out of trouble.
Wow!
In
New
general.
record! Game over.
Yeah, I'm with you, Regen.
From now on, I
Like I said, in general, I don't think that has anything to do with my Discord. Specifically, anyway. Rhythm Bro, are you asking what my favorite pump cap is as a joke? Or do you really want to know? I feel like we kind of talked about this already. If you must know, I do really like the LX. It's probably my favorite. But prior to the LX coming out, it was the CX.
Number 9.
당신은 날 너무 아프게만 하네요. 별이 빛나 던 그때 우릴 기억해요. 내 맘을 가져간 얄미운 그 사람 있잖아요. 난 지금 너무 아프거든요. 너만이 나를 웃게 하는 너만이 나를 울게 하는 넌 나의 택시도 가면 날 지켜준 히어로 날 떠난 그대 미워요 필요해 너무 나를 떠나지 말아요 날 잊었나요 너무 날 그리 없는 날 돌아와요 I'm addict 또 눈 감았다 두번 여기 나 혼자 있어 I'm in the dark I'm dancing in the dark 너 나를 떠나지 말아요 나 그대 없는 날 밤에 잠도 못 자요 너무 높았어 그래요 내 맘 다 가져간 그대는 어디 있나요 돌아와요
That's the way to go! Wow! New record!
Regen, you like a cab with a smaller screen?
Date!
Wow, a 24 would be very small. Especially if you're talking about a 24 widescreen. That's smaller than I think they've ever used on any, certainly dance cabinet.
달빛은 알아줄까 외로운 이 밤을 달빛은 알아줄까 상처받은 마음을 괴로움이 사무쳐서 너를 부른다 그리움에 파묻혀서 그대를 부른다 달빛은 알아줄까 외로운 이 밤을
When I bought this cabinet, I think the FX was out. But that was as far as they had gone so far. So, like, my favorite at the time would have been the GX or the SX. But, and I had two GXs before this cabinet, but then I had the opportunity to buy this cabinet brand new, so I did. And really, the version 2 SX is identical to the GX, except that it has a smaller monitor. That's the only difference. The art is a little different too, but physically, structurally, it's the same otherwise.
삶에 대한 열정이나 희망 따위는 없어 흘러가는 대로 그냥 숨쉬고 있어 몸이 건조하게 매일 반복되는 일상이란 깨어있지만 꿈속을 헤엄치는 기분 세상과 나에게 끊임없이 계속되는 불협함은 굳게 닫힌 맘에 문에 참을새를 풀었던 긴 외로움을 녹이 쓴 길을 꺼내 들어 풀리지 않는 그리가 부른 나를 목을 죽새가 내 목을 죽여와 내 목을 죽여와 울리지 않는 전화기를 들었다 놨다 밤새도록 너를 기다려 나는 관심이 필요해 나는 대화가 필요해 너의 손길이 필요해 작은 사랑이 필요해 점점 꺼져가는 도화선에 불을 지펴줘 난 여기에도 저기에도 어디에도 섞이지 못해 너에게도 그녀에게도 누구에게도 속하지 못해 주위를 서성거리며 너의 곁을 맴돌아 난 여기에도 저기에도 어디에도 섞이지 못해 너에게도 그녀에게도 누구에게도 속하지 못해 주위를 서성거리며 너의 곁을 맴돌아 별빛은 안아줄까 외로운 이 밤을 별빛은 안아줄까 상처받은 마음을 괴로움이 사무쳐서 노래를 부른다 그리움에 파묻혀서 그대를 부른다 달빛은 안아줄까 외로운 이 밤을 별빛은 안아줄까 상처받은 마음을 괴로움이 사무쳐서 노래를 부른다 그리움에 파묻혀서 그대를 부른다 주위를 서성거리며 너의 곁을 맴돌아 배려가 들어와 섞이지 못하고 주위를 걷더라 인연의 사슬을 부르줄 사람을 찾아 노래를 부르네 바람 따라 구름 따라 세상을 떠돌아 넌 어디를 갔을까 날 버리고 멀어져 너와 저버리게 하다 모르는 곳으로 떠나가고파 사랑의 꿈틀이 나는 언제나 배고파 손가락질조차 그리워 마침조차 과분해서 사랑조차 사치스러워 언제부턴가 내 곁에부터 다니는 그림자가 나를 가린다 내 맘은 너를 그린다 난 끊임없이 숨을 외운다 내게는 없는 하루하루가 너무나 두려워 보고 싶어 만지고 싶어 느끼고 싶어 말없지만 내 습관 초라 속도를 깨물어 달빛은 안아줄까 외로운 이 밤을 별빛은 안아줄까 상처받은 마음을 괴로움이 사무쳐서 노래를 부른다 그리움에 파묻혀서 그대를 부른다 달빛은 안아줄까 외로운 이 밤을 별빛은 안아줄까 상처받은 마음을 괴로움이 사무쳐서 노래를 부른다 그리움에 파묻혀서 그대를 부른다
Wow, you're awesome!
That was only song 2, wasn't it?
Next stage.
I do have comments on the things that are being said right now in the chat, but let me get through this and I'll stop and talk for a bit.
너와 나의 입술이 점점 느껴지는 이 순간 속에 뜨거운 공기 온몸에 전율이와 이제 너와 내가 써내릴 story I don't know why 나도 모르게 또 빠져들어가 숨 막히게 baby I don't know why 지금 이 순간 멈출 수 없는 기분 no 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 Make me feel so high 미치겠어 날 멈출 수 없어 You make me feel so high I'm so crazy 너가 나를 본 순간 막 끌려가 날 당겨줘 Baby I feel so energetic 오늘 밤 둘이 out of control Yeah I feel so energetic I'm feeling good I wanna touch 멈출 수 없는 이 기분은 마치 freedom I'm feeling good I wanna touch baby 어서 내게 와줘 tonight oh yeah Alright work your body 다가와서 즐길 시간을 Let's dance 아껴둔 너의 신발이 더러워지더라도 움직여 빨리 hurry up 지금은 난 stay here 다른 남자들은 넌 보지 말게 누가 바래서 그랄게 이제 시작해 너와 me
Yeah, I knew you could do it! Wow,
No, I have a feeling. So first of all, yes. So you're right. This I think you're right that this screen bezel is like a smaller version of the GX. Now the original SX cabinet had a different bezel design, and then of course, since it was one sub in the middle and then a coin door on either side, this art panel was different. This I think is unique. This center is unique to the SX2. This doesn't look excuse me, wow, this doesn't look like the GX. This I think might be the same as the GX, this panel. I'm not sure on that, but then the side panels, this is the original SX side art. So that's they didn't change that from the SX version 1 to version 2. Yeah, but yeah, like physically everything is the same as the between the SX2 and the GX version 2. Except for basically the monitor and the box. the box the monitor is in. And you know, Regen, you bring up a good point. I think, let's see. So I think, so these are, the SX2 is a 29-inch or 27-inch. Depending on how you decide to measure it. Monitor, but 4x3. And I think if you were to take this same width, but then bring it down to 16x9, I bet you end up with 24. Yep, pretty much. It would be like from here to here would be 24. So I suppose if we do end up making Double X work on this monitor, I'll be playing on a 24-inch widescreen. But anyway, questions. Does Double X work on the FX? The answer is not by default. For a couple of reasons. Number one, Double X has a requirement of HD widescreen, and the FX, while it is a widescreen, it is not HD. It's a 480p widescreen. So the cabinet as sold would not support Double X. Also, I believe the MK9 in it may or may not have a good enough GPU to run Double X. My MK9 that came with my SX2, which of course would have been right around the same time as the FX, did not come with a GPU good enough to run Double X. In fact, it doesn't run a. I did try hooking up a HD monitor to my MK9, and I was able to get Prime and Prime2 both to run in widescreen HD. However, they ran at maybe 20 frames a second. They were really chugging pretty bad. But I swapped out the GPU, and then they run just fine. So you can make it work. I don't know when they swapped the GPU in the MK9 officially, but I would guess that at the beginning of the FX era, since I know NX2 sold in FX cabinets, that they probably have the same version of the MK9 that I do, which would not work, which would not be good enough. Probably doesn't have enough RAM either, which mine has been upgraded in that regard as well. So Like I said, out of the box, as it was sold, the FX would not support double X. Could it be made to support double X? Yeah, probably pretty easily. And as it turns out, if I had an FX, I would be less opposed to replacing the monitor, only because I could do so and it would visibly not look any different. I mean, that's the big reason why I'm not willing to do it on my cabinet, is because it would have to be either modified, like this box would have to be modified to take a widescreen, or, you know, you could do the thing that people sometimes do, which is just chuck a widescreen over the top of it. But, like, aesthetically, I'm not cool with either of those options, so I just don't want to do it. So if I can make it work on this monitor, you know, basically temporarily, great, and I'll do it. But otherwise, nah. So yeah, but with the FX, because the monitor is basically just kind of sitting there, and then the marquee box just sits up on top of it. Like, if you were to swap out the panel for a different panel that's the same size, you would never know. It would look the same. And it should handle the old games as well as it did, which honestly was pretty bad, because Pump did not get true widescreen support until Prime 1. So NX2, NXA, and all of the Fiestas, if they were on an FX cabinet or a CX cabinet or a TX cabinet, they were just stretching it. And it looked like garbage. So, yeah. Regen, you're speaking to that. And honestly, it's not even the 480p that looks garbage. It's the stretch that makes it look like garbage. Like, 480p is whatever, because, like, the game is in... like I said, until we get to Prime 1, the game itself is in 480p. So it's not like a higher resolution monitor is going to make it look any better. But yeah. So that's the answer to that question. Let's see. What else was there? Oh, personally, I didn't really care that much for the FX cabinet. It's fine. It's another one of those, I don't hate it, but I don't prefer it. I just think it's a little, I don't know. It just, when I saw it, it struck me as kind of weird, and I never got over it. I think is really what it comes down to. I don't, like I said, I played on one for a while, because my Dave & Buster's had one, and, like, it plays fine, you know, it works well, just, like, style-wise, it wasn't really my taste. The CX cabinet I really liked. I liked the addition of all of the lights, and I especially liked the marquee setup they had with the big, like, clear panel that went over the top. It was kind of, in some ways, sort of like the marquee setup of 2DX. Not really, but that kind of, like, real wide, you know, kind of curved thing up top with lights and stuff. I always thought it looked nice, and I liked the fact that it was, like, dual layered, because it had, like, the name of the game on the clear panel in front, and then you could see, like, an art design with characters and stuff behind it. I just thought it was a really nice touch, something kind of unique, that really stood out. The TX cabinet, I wasn't a huge fan of it, but I think the reason I wasn't a huge fan of it wasn't so much the cabinet. I don't know. I thought the cabinet itself, I thought, was just, it always struck me as being kind of bulbous, if that makes sense. Like, it had a lot of roundedness to it, but I thought it made it look kind of like a big bubble, just kind of, you know, and it was fine, but it wasn't my favorite. But the thing that really ruined the TX for me is, again, because Pump was not true widescreen or HD yet when the TX came out. You know, we're playing like Fiesta on this TX cabinet with a 55-inch widescreen monitor with, you know, 480p 4:3 stretched to it. So like everything that makes, you know, it was just like everything that looked bad exaggerated even more, and I was just like, ugh. I never liked that, and it really kind of soured me on that cabinet. So even though, you know, eventually we got, you know, Infinity and the Prime games and stuff like that to have true widescreen support on that cabinet, you know, and then it looked correct, because my introduction to it was not that, I just never really got over it. And then the LX cabinet, well, I mean, it's just gorgeous. I love that thing. I hear they're not built super great, but aesthetically, I think they're a very, very nice design. They remind me that, yeah, I don't know. They've got detail in all the right spots. And I think they're very aesthetically pleasing. But anyway, yeah, Pichu, I've seen a bunch of people literally just hang a widescreen TV over the front of these in various ways. I've seen it where they literally just hang it, like leave the original monitor in place and just hang it over, you know, supporting it with like the marquee supports up here. I've seen people that have removed the bezel and removed the monitor and then set up some kind of mounts, you know, inside here that they could mount the TV to. But in all of those cases, I just think it looks, I don't like it. I mean, it gets the job done, but like visually I find it very unappealing, and I just don't want to do that to my cabinet. So yeah, I have seen some very interesting ones where people have gotten widescreens that actually fit inside this box, and then they reprint the bezel so that this opening is wider, and you know, it looks factory, so to speak. I think that's, if I was going to do anything, that would be the one thing. If I was going to do anything that involved replacing the monitor, that would be the one thing that I would consider. But even then, I'm still not likely to do that. It looks it's the cleanest that I've ever seen. It's the cleanest type of conversion that I've ever seen. But I still think it looks a little bit wonky because you end up with a rectangular screen inside of a very squarish box. But again, that's just my personal preference. Yeah, and Pichu, I am fairly certain that Fiesta series does not support widescreen. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that it did not. just because I know, like I said, Pump was real late to that party. And hey, Almighty Toaster, and where can you see what? Oh, are you asking what Kenan was talking about with the Ace2O Plus marquee? I actually haven't seen that either. I don't know. Throw that in the Discord. Ooh, I think I started player 2 by accident. Oh well.
Hello, everyone.
So beautiful, so beautiful, beautiful. 그 누구보다 아름다운 너니까 아프지 마.
Wow, this is actually the last set of K-pop songs. This went a little faster than I expected.
So beautiful, beautiful. 그 누구보다 아름다운 너니까 아프지 마.
Oh, and your mom. I saw you say earlier. Yes, you made it. I'm glad.
어렸어 네가 이럴 줄은 몰랐어 당연한 거라 그땐 생각했었어 내게 남겨준 미소가 아직도 이 가슴 속에 남아있어 솔직히 난 아직은 받는 사랑이 필요한가 봐 홀로 남는 시간이 길어질수록 두렵고 그래 그때가 그립고 너무 보고 싶고 그래 I miss you so much 이제서야 느껴 우리 공간 I miss you so much 이렇게 눈물이 나는데 왜 난 몰랐을까 So beautiful, beautiful 그 누구보다 아름다운 너니까 아프지 마, 울지 마 너야 난 노래가 들린다면 다시 돌아와 Oh 그리워, 그리워 거울 속에 혼자 서 있는 모습이 낯설어 두려워 네가 필요해 이제야 느끼는 내가 너무 싫어 익숙했던 시간들이 손끝으로 그려 돌지 않는 시계처럼 제자리 서 불어 반짝이던 너 천사 같은 너 아름다운 널 맘껏 안아보고 싶어 꼭 다시 보고 싶어 So beautiful, beautiful 어디선가 울고 있진 않을까 떠나지마 가지마 사랑한다 거짓말 어떤 말이든 좋으니까 그리워 너의 마지막 말 낯설어 두려워 네가 필요해 이제야 느끼는 내가 너무 싫어
It's been an awful long time of him bleeding on the ground there. Jeez.
Yeah, I knew you could do it. Wow, new record. Next stage.
That's interesting that they decided to give Europe an Ace2O Plus marquee, because I think the DDR Ace marquee is actually kind of unique to the US market, because I believe in Japan all the Ace cabinets or any Ace cabinets or any cabinets that were upgraded to Ace still bear the 2013, 2014, just generic Dance Dance Revolution marquee. I don't think they actually made an Ace one for Japan. At least that's my understanding. Oh, is this the song you guys were talking about earlier? From the same show as the girls one earlier. Right.
Wow, you're
Yeah,
awesome.
in Japan, no new marquee since 2013. So yeah, just that.
New record.
The same design I have on my X cabinet, which is just the kind of real colorful Dance Dance Revolution.
Next stage.
And the HO Plus marquee only comes with new cabs. I assume those new cabs, they're still white cabinets there, yeah? Because in Japan, then, they got the gold cabinets, which has like a gold version of the classic DDR marquee design. But even that one they didn't make any specific for Ace or Ace 2O or 2O Plus or Ace 3 as far as I know.
지금 나는 내 제일 아름다운 건 너의 lady. 널 향한 내 맘이 돌리면 아마 흔들렸네. 널 좋아해. 내 맘을 믿어줘. 널 좋아해. 내 맘을 받아줘. 넌 나 어때?
혹시라도 내가
불편하면 let me know
한 걸음 뒤로 가
던지가 나 사이로
기다릴 수 있어. 너도 날 좋아할 것 같아 말해줘. 지금 당장 만나. 나 진심으로 내게 할 말이 있어. 널 좋아해. 내 맘을 믿어줘. 널 좋아해. 내 맘을 받아줘. 넌 나 어때? Yeah. 널 좋아해.
Yeah, the gold is Japanese and US round 1. Of course, only US round 1 because round 1 just gets them from Japan. Since they're a Japanese company. They have that ability.
Game over.
That's the funny thing, actually. At least in my experience, for the round ones that I've been to that have both a white cabinet and a gold cabinet, two things. Number one, the gold cabinet is on Japanese EMUs, so it runs maintenance, basically in the middle of our afternoon, which always seems to be when I'm at round 1. So I can't play it with I can't play it with my card. But the white cabinet will run US EMUs, so its maintenance is, in the middle of the night, and then I can use my card. However, like right now, since, as far as I know, Ace 3 still hasn't actually been released to the US market, the white cabinet will be stuck on Ace 2O Plus, but the gold cabinet will be playing Ace 3. So, there you go. Fun times. Rhythm Bro, when is it time for requests? You know, I guess so. Let me check. Basically, now I've made it through all of the K-pop songs. I want to see how many songs are left in the new tunes folder, because then I want to know like how much I've got for next stream. And there's a couple of songs. There's one song that I kind of want to see something. Maybe. One of the songs that I've already played. Talking to the wall. I'm good. I'm good at this.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, so we wrapped up with number 47. So 48, we're into J music here. And there are how many? That'll be 20.
Original. Me too.
So around 30-ish songs. Okay. So a relatively normal number that I've been doing for a stream. This felt actually really short. I'm kind of curious on this. Does it do? I don't need to see the double. I just want to know if it does the same thing that we saw in the party stream, where in that one section it actually puts it on the upbeat, and we like screwed it up twice. Yeah. This is the same. Too much. So it starts out with the same gimmick that they did in the co-op, but it does not follow the same pattern after that. So, okay. I got the answer to my question at least. 15's gonna be out of my range for the most part anyway, so I'm not surprised. I gave up. I'm sorry. What were you saying about paying your mom? But yes, 14 is your absolute limit. Yeah, there's a few. I think there's a few 14s that I can do. I don't know if there's any 15s that I've done. But it would definitely, the only 15s that I can imagine myself doing would be ones like that where they've braided it up a little bit because it has some kind of weird gimmick in it, rather than for it being a very, very complex pattern, or very stamina busting. But no, I'm definitely like, if I'm just playing, I definitely am like a 9 to 12, maybe 13, as far as just kind of like hanging out and having a good time. As far as like speed is concerned, but more my preference really is more freestyle in the 4 to 6 range. Those usually tend to be the most fun for me. Lower than 4, usually there's just not enough steps there, and I kind of can't. I'm not enough of a real dancer to like come up with something to do. So if you don't give me some steps to kind of at least move around the stage, I kind of just get lost, and I'm like, what am I doing? I don't know. So 4 to 6 generally feels real good as far as just giving me enough to kind of move me around within the space, but not so much that I don't have, like the time or the brain power or the energy to, add a little bit of style to it at the same time. Once you get up into, 7 or higher, it starts to get a lot more difficult to, manage freestyle. Just because I'm having to I'm having to worry more about just passing the chart than being able to like do anything else. You tried the King of Sales S14 a week ago. Oh my god, my legs aren't built for that. But you tried it after 2 full days of walking. Oh man, I feel that. I feel that. I'll tell you, there are definitely... So, for a while there, I was doing 2 or even 3 streams a week. But if you've noticed, the last few weeks, I've only been doing 1 stream. And I'll tell you, honestly, there have been times, usually, for the 1 stream that I actually decide to do, like today, for instance, I probably thought about doing another one during the week. Like on Monday, for instance, I was like, I could probably stream today, and I thought about it, but I was just like, oh man, I feel tired, and I can't decide if I really want to do that, and so then I didn't. I should probably just force myself to do it, though. I'd probably feel better about it. Yeah, Rhythm Bro, I don't know if that's a bot or not, but Everth, hello. Thank you for the emoji dump. But, maybe you could use words. And if you can't, then please stop. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt here. On your side has a difficult freestyle. I should try it on Premiere 3 to exceed 2 if I get a chance. Alright, I will try it. You sprained your ankle? Oh man. I could talk about some injuries I've had playing these games for sure. Ankle sprain, I've done more than once. Once so bad that literally it was like painful and tender for a couple of weeks, and then it got better and workable, and then eventually... Okay, I'm sorry. And then eventually it got to where I could, like walk and play on it again, but it was still tender. And then it like got to be fine after like over a month or more. But then like every once in a while it would hurt again. And it did that literally for years. and it would be like, you know, every 3 weeks it would be tender for a few days, and then it got to be like every month or every 2 months, or sometimes, you know, 3 months. But even, you know, 2 or 3 years out, it was to the point where, you know, like just randomly, you know, my ankle would start to kind of be sore and tender, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's probably that injury, because I didn't do anything new to it. It just would start hurting again, you know, for a few days, and then it would go away. And it wasn't until, gosh, I don't remember, it was probably 4 or 5 years later that eventually I was like, oh, you know, I guess my ankle hasn't hurt again in a while. So I'm hopefully that's done. And, you know, it's been fine ever since. To the point, it's been so long now, I don't even remember which ankle it was. But yeah, I mean, I really did a number on it that time. That was a bad time. Anyway, on your side, let me try that. I'm gonna go ahead and save J Music stuff and the rest. I guess it's gonna be like J Music and originals for the next stream. So let's go ahead and open it up to requests. And it's still pretty early right now, so I'm not gonna put any like big rules on it. We'll just we'll see what happens. Obviously, the one big rule is you know, please try and request things that are actually in the game. But I can't really control that. Anyway, let me just grab a little bit of something to drink, and we'll get in there and check it out. I'll start with On Your Side, because I'm curious. Imagine playing Pump or DDR with a fuck ton of adrenaline. Oh, that sounds like injury hell. God, Rhythm Bro, why do you always ask for Bad Apple full song? I'll do the short. Although it should be in the next version. Or no, I guess it was last week, so I'll do the short. I'm not gonna do the full.
Hello, everyone. All tunes. Original PIU. Extra Dunzo series. First to perfect selection. Fiesta to Fiesta. NX to NX. XC to 0. Extra original. 3.
Wait, what am I looking for here? I'm looking for On Your Side.
Diffrex 3. Exceed to 0.
Were you saying it's actually in this sort? Or are you saying I would have to go back to one of those games? Because I don't see it.
Exceed to 0.
So Pichu, did you say on your side? Oh,
Hello,
you're not
everyone.
saying that it's in the Premiere
From now on,
or
I
to
will
exceed
introduce
folder. You're
the
saying that I'd have to go
controller
back
Pump It Up.
to. Okay,
The basic controller of Pump
Got
It
it.
Up is
I understand now. Thank you. I'm sure I've played it, but I don't remember which one that is off the top of my head. RC Robbins, where is Asteroids Reentry? I'm marking some of these down, and Rhythm Bro, I'm trying to space yours out because you asked for like 6 all at once. And I realize I'm going to run out of time over there, but that's okay.
너를 보던 그 순간 시선 고정 너에게 눈부신 shining shining 제발 내 맘을 pick me pick me 너와 있는 이 시간 너무 빨라 불안해 멈춰서 hold me hold me 마지막까지 pick me pick me 너는 내게 너무 예뻐서 눈을 감아 너무 두려워 기억해 제발 이 순간 Tonight 오늘 밤 주인공은 나야 나 너만을 기다려 나야 나
Wow, it's taking it a long time to get 51 misses.
마지막 다른 사람 나야
Oh, it's not gonna. Oh, that's right, we're in easy mode. So it's not gonna fail out. I was like, geez, this is taking forever. Alright. I'm trying to, I'm writing down. And by writing, I mean typing out all of the requests here. And I'm trying to like mix them up into different sets so that I'm not doing all of one person's requests all at once. And yes, I appreciate if you tell me like what folder I'm going to see it in, because that is helpful. Alrighty. That's actually 4 whole games worth of requests already. So we'll get through them as fast as I can. Or, I guess I'm not in a hurry, but... Let's hold it there, though, for now, because that's probably enough to get me through to the next, you know, almost hour. Yeah, and no worries about On Your Side. I think I know what song you're talking about. I just wasn't... I wasn't sure if it would be in here, and I was like, oh, that'd be easy to do. Not that convenient, I guess.
All tunes. World of PIU Dunzo series. First, the perfect selection. Original. J Music.
By the way, Driven Bro, like, I'm not against this song. I think the song is fine. I just think it does everything it's going to do in the first minute and a half. So, like, hearing the full version is just like hearing it again. That's why I don't really want to do the full version. But I'll do the short. The song itself is fine, and I like the animation. You also asked me if I like anime, and the short answer to that question is I don't really think about anime as like a genre, so I don't think about it as a whole, if that makes sense. There are some animes that I like, but I'm not likely to watch a show because it is an anime. If that makes sense. Do I like the anime style? Yeah, I think it's cool. Alex, I hope you have fun when you go to play later.
Next stage.
And your mom, I hope you have fun playing Fiesta, too, if you get a chance. Alright, what am I doing next?
Original. K-pop. World music. J music.
So you said Asterios would be in here somewhere? I didn't see it. Although, at the risk of running out of time, since I know this got requested, I'll go ahead and do it now. I think I'm used to playing that in Gitadora. And thanks, your mom. I've had this shirt for a long time. I would tell you where I got it, but I do not remember.
Next stage. Original. J music. World music.
You said Requiem, is that in here too? Is that Prime 1 or is that somewhere else?
K-pop. Original. Series.
It's actually a pretty fun chart.
That's the way to go! Wow! New record! Game over.
I mixed them up, so Nemesis is not next. But I'll get there. It is on the list. Although while I've got you, where is Nemesis? What mix? What game? Is that Prime also?
Hello, everyone. Oh no! All to World of PIU. X-Dunzo series. First to perfect selection. Extra dispersed to perfect.
There we go. Nemesis Prime 1? Okay, got it. Thanks. Yes, I think I got your requests. I forget which ones they were because I didn't mark them, but I just kind of like mixed them up. Extreme is next, if that helps you. If that was one of yours. I do mean which one they're originally from, because that's where they'll be sorted in in here, but I think everybody told me for most of them at this point, so I should be okay. 0.
Extra depress exceed to 0.
There it is. All right, let's try for a challenge. A challenge for me anyway. 13. Let's see if I can manage this. Oh man. Man, those turns are hard. And I got off there at the end and I just couldn't quite get myself back in there. Whew. Dang.
Yeah, I knew you could do it. Wow, new record. Next stage. Exceed to 0. Fiesta to Fiesta.
Oops, shit. Give me a second to catch my breath. Extreme was a toughie. And this one probably will be too. Yeah, extreme. Yeah, they did spell it wrong, didn't they? It's funny. Nice. Actually, that chart was really, really fun. Lots of great turns in that.
That's the way to go!
Real satisfying.
Wow! New record! Game over. Hello, everyone. From now on, I will introduce basic control for Pump It Up. Oh no! All tunes. World of PIU. X Unzone. Series. First to perfect selection. Extra directional.
Man, I would try another 13, but I am so tired right now. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared to try it. But I'll try it. I have 25 seconds to think about it. And Adrian, where is it's Take Me Back is in the Fiesta 2? Alright, I'll add it to the list. I actually have a full request set, but I'll see if I'll try and work it in at the end. You know, when you get up to 13, I know that they called it freestyle back then, but I don't consider 13 a freestyle. It's too hard. I know someone will make me eat my words because they'll pull off an amazing freestyle to this, but it's too hard for me. Goodness.
Yeah! I knew you could do it! Wow! New record!
It is fun, and it's one of the rare help charts that actually has gallops in it. So I'll give it that. It's not easy though. Whew.
Next stage. Extra Deprex 3. First to perfect selection.
Everybody pump!
8. 8 is a break. Comparatively. Oh, I believe you. Because they just, like back in the Exceed 2 days, the double chart would have, the regular double would have been Freestyle, and then the harder one would have been Nightmare. But it didn't really, like, I think the names outlived the meaning of those labels. Because I can remember in Exceed 2, there were a decent number of charts that were labeled Freestyle that were just way too hard to be a freestyle anyway. Unless you're just way better than me, which is also definitely a thing. Those patterns are ridiculous. Yeah, I kind of like the generic naming that they have now, where it's a single and it's a number, or it's a double and it's a number. You're good. I mean, the names were kind of cool, you know, like, what was it? Normal, hard, crazy, freestyle, nightmare. Like, those were cool, but I don't know. I feel like they definitely,
First, the perfect collection.
they definitely strayed from those names really meaning anything. So now I kind of, like I said, I kind of like just having no name. It's just single or double, and that means also, like, you can have as many difficulties for a given
K-pop.
for a given song that you want, and they often do.
World music. J music.
All these 11s, 12s, and 13s, just wrecking me here. Yay, bar builder.
Yeah, I knew you could do it. Wow, new record.
You said it was storage space or Andy Merrill wanted to be different? I think it was just they had an idea and they did that idea. And then they had a different idea. And it took them a couple of games to realize that the new idea didn't really fit with the old idea. And they finally had to just like get rid of the old idea. Storage space shouldn't have been too much of a problem, even back then, because like the step charts don't really take hardly any space, even on a CD. Hold on. Apparently I have a drinking problem, but I don't want to have a broken nose problem. Ugh. I made the mistake of sitting down. Ugh. All right, I got one more game to get through. Yep, I was right. This was going to take me through most of the next hour.
Hello, everyone. All tunes. World of PIEX Sunzone. Series. First to Perfect Collection. Original. J Music. World Music. K-pop. Original.
Isn't there a normal one of those? Yeah, there we go. I have not played Take Me Back, Adrian. I said it would be last because I already had a full, like I I had done requests like 45 minutes ago, and people gave me enough that was going to last me a good hour or so. So I kind of closed them. But I'll do your song. It'll just be last. That's all. Forgot about the shutter. I agree with you, your mom, about punk songs being real danceable, and I think that's the reason why I like them more than DDR, because a lot of DDR is not very danceable.
Next stage. First, the perfect selection. The perfect collection.
Oh, I need a break, guys. I'm gonna do this as a 9. I can't keep up right now. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Like, personally, I have my moments where I feel like I might be dancing in a way that's pretty cool, but I have a lot more moments where I feel like I probably look really silly. But at the end of the day, I'm having a good time, so I'm having a good time. And I don't care. Just having fun with it. And yeah, Pichu, I mean, there's definitely good danceable songs in DDR, but there's more of them in Pump. Plus, I think the arrangement of the panels in Pump makes motion a lot more fluid and a lot more interesting, a lot more fun, and a lot more danceable. Second dance floor or Prex 3 hard? I don't know. Which one was that?
Next stage.
I would, some of it was kind of awkward, which would be indicative of certainly second dance floor, but even Prex 3, they hadn't necessarily ironed everything out yet by then. Alright, what's next?
First, the perfect
Fiesta
selection.
2.
Fiesta 2.
Oh, near. Okay, 14's too much for me. Yeah, don't worry. I'm sure there'll be requests on a future stream. The next stream. Ugh. I think I'm just gonna wuss out and take the 8. I love that the easiest thing is an 8. The bright side, there's cute furry characters.
I knew you could do it.
That is a bright side.
Wow, new record.
How much time left on the stream? I would say 10 minutes.
Game over.
I'm already at 3 hours. Actually, that would have been the last song, but Adrian asked for Take Me Back, so I will do that one. And then I will probably wrap it up. I would normally play like some player's choice for the last two just to fill out the set, but I'm tired enough. I think I'll just
All tunes.
let it be.
Solo PRX Dunzo. Series. First, the perfect selection. Fiesta 2. World music. Yeah, I knew you could do it.
All right.
New record.
Yep, I'm pooped.
Next stage.
I got nothing left, so let me fail out here and we'll say goodbye. And goodbye.
Hey, why don't you just get up and dance, man?
Hey, and that takes care of the
Game over.
why don't we just get up and dance, man, at the same time? All right. Well, that is it for me for today. I am sweaty and tired and also tired. So I think I'm going to quit for now. But thank you all for joining me today for K-Plop. K-Plop. I said it again. K-Pop Plus. That's why I got that L in there for no reason. K-Pop Plus More. And I hope to see you next time, which I don't know exactly when that's going to be. I would say maybe Friday. But it'll be sometime. It should be sometime within the next week, I think. And we'll finish up the new songs in PRIME2. I should be on again, probably either by myself playing something, or with Belinda either playing something, or maybe singing, or who knows what. I know we're hoping to do like a Christmas stream on Saturday night, and torture ourselves singing Christmas music. So hopefully that'll happen. But otherwise, that's my near-term plans, and then after that, we shall see what happens. But until then, I hope you all have a great rest of your day or night. And if I don't see you before then, Merry Christmas if you celebrate. I hope you're enjoying some time off from work or school or whatever here at the end of the year. So until I see you next time, take care, everyone. Bye, 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 bye.
어디야 집이야 안 바쁜 나와 봐 너네 집 앞이야 너에게 하고픈 말이 있어 이걸 어떻게 말을 꺼내야 할지 모르겠지만 이상한 말 아냐 부담 없이 들어줘
지금 내